In the heart of Jerusalem, under the heavy weight of sin and sacrifice, a man walked a path that would forever alter the course of humanity. This man, Jesus of Nazareth, was not merely a figure of history. He was the embodiment of divine love, destined to bear the sins of the world. The journey he undertook, known as the Passion of Christ, is marked by 14 poignant stations, each representing a moment of deep suffering, profound love, and unwavering faith. The first station is Jesus is condemned to death. In the early morning light, the clamor of the crowd echoed through the streets as Pilate, the Roman governor, washed his hands of the matter, declaring, "I am innocent of this man's blood." Matthew 27:24. The crowd, driven by fear and manipulation, shouted, "Crucify him!" Matthew 27:22. Here, in this moment of betrayal, believers might pray, "Lord, help us to stand firm in our convictions and to seek justice in a world that often turns against the innocent." The second station is Jesus takes up his cross. With the heavy wooden beam resting upon his shoulders, Jesus began to walk the path of suffering. The weight of the cross was not merely physical. It represented the burdens of humanity. As he carried it through the streets, he stumbled, yet he rose again, embodying resilience. In this moment, a prayer might arise. Jesus, grant us the strength to carry our own crosses, to face our trials with courage and faith. The third station is, Jesus falls the first time. As he trudged on, the weight of his burden became too great, and he fell to the ground. The dust of the road mingled with the blood from his wounds, a stark reminder of his humanity. In that moment of despair, believers might reflect and pray, "Lord, when we fall in our lives, help us to rise again, strengthened by your love." The fourth station is Jesus meets his Blessed Mother. As Jesus continued on his journey, he encountered Mary, his mother, who stood helpless yet steadfast in her love. Their eyes met, and in that silence, 1,000 unspoken words passed between them. Mary's heart was pierced with sorrow, yet she remained a symbol of unwavering faith. A prayer at this station could be, "Mary, intercede for us, that we may find hope in our trials and trust in God's plan." The fifth station is Simon of Cyrene helps Jesus carry the cross. In the midst of the crowd, Simon was drawn into Jesus' suffering, compelled to assist in carrying the cross. This moment of unexpected companionship highlights the importance of community and support in times of struggle. Believers might pray, "Lord, may we be willing to help others carry their burdens, reflecting your love and compassion." The sixth station is Veronica wipes Jesus' face. Amidst the jeers and the chaos, a woman named Veronica stepped forward, her heart filled with compassion. She dared to wipe the sweat and blood from Jesus' face, offering a moment of tenderness in his agony. In this act of kindness, believers could pray, "Jesus, help us to see the suffering of others and to respond with love and mercy." The seventh station is Jesus falls the second time. The journey continued, but the weight of the cross proved too much once again. Jesus fell, and the ground seemed to swallow his hope. Yet with every fall, he rose with greater resolve. A prayer at this station might be, "Lord, when we feel overwhelmed and defeated, remind us that your grace is sufficient, and help us to rise again." The eighth station is Jesus meets the women of Jerusalem. Along the way, a group of women wept for Jesus, their hearts heavy with sorrow. Jesus turned to them and said, "Daughters of Jerusalem, do not weep for me, but weep for yourselves and for your children." Luke 23:28. His words were a call to recognize the broader suffering in the world. In this moment, believers might pray, "Lord, open our eyes to the suffering around us and inspire us to be agents of change and healing." The ninth station is Jesus falls the third time. After countless steps of pain and struggle, Jesus fell once more, the culmination of exhaustion and despair. Yet, he did not succumb to defeat. He pressed on, embodying the spirit of perseverance. A prayer here could be, "Jesus, in our darkest moments, help us to find the strength to keep moving forward, trusting in your love. The 10th station is Jesus is stripped of his clothes. As he arrived at Golgotha, the soldiers stripped him of his garments, exposing his wounds and vulnerability. This act of humiliation was a stark reminder of the depths of his sacrifice. Believers might pray, Lord, in our moments of shame and vulnerability, remind us of our worth in your eyes, and help us to embrace our identity as your beloved children. The 11th station is Jesus is nailed to the cross. The sound of hammer striking nail echoed in the air as Jesus was affixed to the cross, a symbol of ultimate suffering and sacrifice. As he hung there, he uttered the words, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Luke 23:34. In this moment of profound grace, believers might offer a prayer. Lord, teach us to forgive those who hurt us, just as you forgave in your suffering. The 12th station is Jesus dies on the cross. As the sky darkened and the earth trembled, Jesus took his final breath. It is finished, he declared, sealing the promise of redemption for all of humanity. In this moment of sorrow and triumph, a prayer might arise. Jesus, thank you for your sacrifice. Help us to live in a way that honors your gift of salvation. The 13th station is Jesus' body is taken down from the cross. After his death, Jesus' lifeless body was removed from the cross and cradled in the arms of his mother, a moment of deep sorrow and love. Mary held her son, embodying the pain of loss and the hope of resurrection. Believers might pray, Mary, comfort us in our grief and help us to find hope in the promise of eternal life. The 14th station is Jesus is laid in the tomb. The finality of the tomb represented a moment of despair for the disciples and followers of Jesus. The stone was rolled in place, and darkness enveloped the world. Yet, even in this moment of silence, a prayer could be offered. Lord, in our moments of despair, remind us that your love conquers all, and that hope is found in the promise of resurrection. As the journey of the Passion of Christ unfolds, it becomes a profound narrative of suffering, love, and redemption. Each station serves as a reminder of the trials faced not only by Jesus, but by humanity itself. In moments of despair, believers find solace in prayer, drawing strength from the example set by Christ. The Passion is not merely a historical account. It is a living testament to the power of love and sacrifice. Through the trials faced by Jesus, believers are called to reflect on their own lives, to embrace their struggles, and to find hope in the promise of resurrection. In each station, there is an invitation to walk alongside Christ, to carry our own crosses, and to extend love and compassion to those around us. As the narrative of the Passion continues to inspire and challenge, it beckons believers to live out their faith with courage and conviction. The journey of the cross is not just a path of suffering. It is a journey towards love, hope, and ultimately, eternal life. In the footsteps of Jesus, believers are called to embrace their own journeys, knowing that in every trial, they are never alone. The story of the Passion is a reminder that love endures, that hope prevails, and that in the face of darkness, the light of Christ shines ever brighter.